Oh, we got $10. I couldn't hold it. I had to bring it home. Are you sick?
Yeah, I know. I
I'm not too ready to die.
Here, it is. Yeah. I didn't know. Ellen, yes.
Why is it not hearing you?
You got it upside down. No, you gotta let it charge. Yeah, it's got a charger. Oh, there you go. Lord. I found a charger. Hey, you know, let me know. I just do one more. Yeah. I can redo it.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, I'm Gordon. I'm an alcoholic. 4/1/21 is my clean date. Before we begin, we want to remind everyone that this meeting is being streamed live. To honor the traditions of anonymity, the camera will only be focused on the podium. If you choose to share, you may stand at the podium on camera or off to the side if you prefer to remain off camera. Please remember to use only first names when introducing yourself. By participating in this meeting, you acknowledge that while we do our best to protect anonymity, we cannot control who may be watching on the live stream. If you are not comfortable with this, we completely understand and we encourage you to share in a way that feels safe to you. Thank you for your understanding and for respecting the traditions that keep our fellowship strong. Welcome to the Hopper House and welcome everybody online to the community AA meeting. Let's start with the moment of silence, followed by the serenity prayer. God, grant me serenity to accept the things that cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. Are there any newcomers? If you'd like to stand up, introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Luke, and I'm from Midland, Texas.
Hey, Luke.
Welcome, brother. Welcome home.
Any other newcomers? Are there any announcements?
AA related announcements.
Is anyone opposed to vaping? Who you see here and what you hear here, let it stay here.
Here.
Please keep the profanity to a minimum for our spiritual principles. The donation basket is going to be passed around to keep up with our 7 traditions. Contributions will cover rent, utilities, and coffee. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength, and hope with each other that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organization, or institution. Does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. I've asked someone to read how it works.
My name is Adrian. I'm a member.
Hi, Adrian.
Rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. Those who do not recover are people who cannot or will not completely give themselves to this simple program. usually men and women who are constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves. There are such unfortunates. They are not at fault. They seem to have been born that way. They are naturally incapable of grasping and developing a manner of living which demands rigorous honesty. Their chances are less than average. There are those, too, who suffer from grave emotional and mental disorders, but many of them do recover if they have the capacity to be honest. Our stories disclose in a general way what we used to be like, what happened, and what we are like now. If you have decided you want what we have and are willing to go to any length to get it, then you're ready to take certain steps. At some of these, we balked. We thought we could find an easier, softer way, but we could not. With all the earnestness at our command, we beg of you to be fearless and thorough from the very start. Some of us have tried to hold on to our old ideas, and the result was nil until we let go absolutely. Remember that we deal with alcohol, cunning, baffling, powerful. Without help, it is too much for us. But there is one who has all power. That one is God. May you find him now. Half measures are available us nothing. We stood at the turning point. We asked his protection and care with complete abandon. Here are the steps we took, which are suggested as a program of recovery. Number one, we admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. Number two, we came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Number three, we made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him. Number four, we made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. Number five, we admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. Number six, we entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. Number seven, we humbly asked him to remove our shortcomings. Number eight, we made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. Number nine, we made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. Number 10, continued to take a personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. Number 11, we sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood him, praying only for knowledge of his will for us and the power to carry that out. Number 12, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all of our affairs. Many of us exclaimed, what an order. I can't go through with it. Do not be discouraged. No one among us has been able to maintain anything like perfect adherence to these principles. We are not saints. The point is that we're willing to grow along spiritual lines. The principles we have set down are guides to progress. We claim spiritual progress rather than spiritual perfection. Our description of the alcoholic, the chapter to the agnostic, and our personal adventures before and after make clear three pertinent ideas. One, that we were alcoholics and could not manage our own lives. B, that probably no human power could have revealed our alcoholism. And C, that God could and would if we sought.
Thank you, Adrian.
I've asked somebody to read the 12 traditions.
Hi, I'm Sandra. I'm an alcoholic.
Hi, Sandra.
The 12 traditions of Alcoholics Anonymous are: 1, our common welfare should come first. Personal recovery depends upon AA unity. 2, for our group purpose, there is but one ultimate authority, a loving God as he may express himself in our group conscience. Our leaders are but trusted servants. They do not govern. 3, the only requirement for AA membership is a desire to stop drinking. 4, each group should be autonomous except in matters affecting other groups of AA as a whole. 5, each group has but one primary purpose, to carry its message to the alcoholic who still suffers. 6, an AA group ought never endorse, finance, or lend to AA, name to any related facility or outside enterprise, lest problems of money, property, and prestige divert us from our primary purpose. 7, every AA group ought to be fully self-supporting, declining outside contributions. 8, Alcoholics Anonymous should remain forever non-professional, but our service centers may employ special workers. 9, AA as such ought never be organized, but we may create service boards or committees directly responsible to those they serve. 10, Alcoholics Anonymous has no opinion on outside issues, hence the AA name ought never be drawn into public controversy. 11, our public relations policy is based on attraction rather than promotion. We need always maintain personal anonymity at the level of press, radio, and films. 12, anonymity is the spiritual foundation of all our traditions, ever reminding us to place principles before personalities.
Thank you, Sandra.
You're welcome.
Okay, I want to remind everybody that tonight is a birthday night.
Yay.
We're gonna be having some ladies come up here and speak. Please give them full respect and your full attention tonight. You're gonna hear some great stuff out of these ladies. We're gonna do our chip tonight. Kelly, you gonna do our chips for us?
Here at the Hopper House and clubhouses around the world, we celebrate links of sobriety with this colorful chip system. We're going to do things a little bit differently tonight. So the first one we have is the white chip, 24 hours. Anybody want to try a new way of life? It's your first meeting. No. Somebody somewhere. Second one, we got 1 month, 30 days.
Somebody somewhere.
2 months, 60 days. Share some experience, hope and wisdom.
I'm Sarah. I'm an alcoholic addict. I've been on this journey for 6 years. I finally found a good place to be. And all I can say is give this program a chance. It really helps. It really works. The program works. And it's been working miracles in my life. I was diagnosed with schizophrenia because of the substance abuse. And today I just don't feel sick anymore. And it's thanks to this program. Thank you.
My name is Jeff. I'm gonna do a tip. Keep God first and keep on pushing forward.
30. What's your name?
I'm Gina. I'm a recovering alcoholic.
Yeah.
Clean date is June 5th.
Anybody else for 2 months? 3 months? 90 days?
My name is Vanessa, and I'm alcoholic addict. It's been a hell of a journey, and I'm gonna take it one day at a time.
Anybody else 3 months? 4 months?
Come on!
Amanda, alcoholic addict. When I first got here, I wanted to leave every other day, twice a week. They had to talk me down. I sat still long enough to give my higher power a chance to sit me down. It is by the grace of God that I've been blessed beyond measures. I don't even deserve it. So don't leave before the miracle happens. I know it sounds so cliche and stuff, but this one is picking up 11 years today, and she's a spiritual mentor of mine, and I'm so grateful to be here.
Anybody else 4 months? 5 months? 6 months, half a year. Yes, it does. 7 months? 8 months? 9? 10 months? 11? A year or more goes on the board, and we celebrate it 4th Friday of every month. Oh, wait. One year, 2 years. We don't have chip right now.
That's all right, brother. I'm Ted. I'm alcoholic. I just want to say that having 2 years, I don't feel like makes me any safer from my alcoholism and addiction than anybody with any more or less time than me. I think what keeps me safe and sober is continuing to use the tools that I've learned in this program, and sticking and staying long enough to continue learning about myself and about what God has in store for me.
Yay.
3 years.
There's another 2 year, but I wanna get it. Randy, alcoholic addict. This lady, she's very special to my heart. She called me 17 times on the way from San Angelo or San Antonio to here. She has worked a program like no other. She's had setbacks, but she's picked herself up and walked through it with grace and dignity. And I want to introduce Kirsten.
All right.
I don't know where 2 year tip is going to
Kelly can get it. Is there none in it?
My name is Kirsten, and I'm an alcoholic addict.
Hi, Kirsten.
It is by the grace of God and Him loving me so much that I am standing here today. I'm really nervous. Sorry, guys. When I was in my addiction, it was the most miserable thing I've ever experienced. And I put myself through hell, and I put my family through hell as well. Shout out to y'all for being here. I love you so much. When I was out there, man, I OD'd 3 times. I remember getting here. My mom said that she used to be in fear when she picked up the phone when I was calling because she thought it was going to be someone else telling her that I was dead. I was ripping and running in and out of domestic violence situations, putting myself into areas and places that I had no business being in. Like I said, I died several times. You know what I'm saying? Beat up, bruised. Didn't think I was going to come back from it. Did things I said I was never, ever going to do because I was above that. But this disease does not care where you come from. Does not care if you come from a good family, a bad family, a screwed up past, a great past. Like it doesn't matter. I had a beautiful childhood. Got lost my first year of college due to some experiences that I went through and that I wasn't relying on God to get me through them. I picked up a bottle. But when I got here after those 17 calls, I was scared. I was so scared beyond measure. I remember first thing that I was told was, do you trust God? And I said, I don't have any other option anymore. Like I have to. Do you trust me? I don't have any other option anymore. I have to. I was there, man. It was either that or die. Like I was so tired of being tired. My family was done. That's the whole reason I'm here is because I called them and they said that if I didn't come up here, when I got out of the psych ward, mind you, because that's where it lands you. It's where it lands me every time. That they were done. They weren't going to have anything else to do with me. They didn't want me to go back to rehab. They wanted me to be up here. So I got on a Greyhound, came up here with nothing but the clothes on my back, a bag of winter clothes in the middle of August, and July, June, and a pair of sandals. I walked into a women's meeting on Wednesday and sat down, and that's where my journey began. When I was here, there are many forms of addiction, and I suffer from multiple, and so I fell flat on my face, and I lied. I tried to cheat my way through it. I wasn't honest, and that forced me to go somewhere else. And it forced me to grow up. It forced me to sink or swim. There was no more hand holding. There was no more pushing. And I just had to do it. I just had to hold God's hand and do it. It was me and him against the world. And so grateful that today he's still holding my hand, that my clean date is 7/11/24. I have my whole family back. I get to be Aunt Kiki. I get to be a daughter. I get to be a sister. I get to be a part of a wonderful church that I go to. I have a good job. I'm back in school to eventually do what my dream job is, to be a teacher. A teacher, yeah. And my whole life just seems like it's finally, I can breathe, you know? The other day, my mom asked me what I thought the aroma of Jesus smelled like. Sorry, guys. What my higher power smelled like. And I said it smells like a breath of fresh air. There's not a scent, you know? Feels like I can finally take a deep breath and not just survive, but live and thrive and do all the things that I said I was going to do when I started this journey. Today I get to raise my hand to sponsor somebody else. Today I get to do whatever I want to do, you know, whatever my higher power wants me to do, to live in his purpose, not my own, to do his will, not my own. All the ugly stuff that my disease tells me gets drowned out by God's voice. And that's the most beautiful part, is that when I'm struggling, all I have to do is look to my left and I see someone. All I have to do is look to my right and I see someone. And they're always going to be there to help me. Because as long as I put in the work and I trust God and I do what's right, I'm going to be okay. You know, I'll be more than okay. I'm going to be happy. That's all I got.
Hey, Kristen. Recovery programs, sober livings really impacted your life?
Yes, absolutely.
Can you tell us how sober livings and recovery programs got you where you're at today?
Well, if it wasn't for sober livings, and I came here first, and then I went to a different sober living because I broke one of the number one rules. It allowed me to have a place that I could just be safe and be around people that understood exactly what I was going through, no matter what stage it was, no matter if I had a day clean to a year clean to 11 to 16. You know what I'm saying? It didn't matter, because when I was in this little bubble, right, for a little amount of time, it allowed me to grow and understand other people's versions of it too. You know, like I could be up here telling your story, and then I listen to your story and you're telling my story. We're all the same, but we're all different, and that's the most beautiful part. I didn't have to fight or pretend that I was somebody else who I wasn't anymore. I could just be exactly me. Grow up, grow, learn, get higher, get closer to God, and just be in fellowship. You know, like it wasn't like I stepped out of my door and all of a sudden I smelt weed or kicked a beer can. It wasn't that. I got to just walk out of my house and feel safe. And that was probably the first time I had ever been able to walk out somewhere and feel safe without feeling like I was gonna be tempted by something right away. Got to wake up to birds chirping and people singing and, you know, all that fun jazz. You know, chores weren't always fun, but part of growing up and learning how to do that in your own home. But yeah, it was the most beautiful thing.
So anybody got 3 years? 4? 5? 6?
6 months.
No fronts. No fronts. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
I'm Ellen. I'm an alcoholic. I do not have 11 years, but I'm working on it. My sobriety date is September 29th to 22. And I just want to say a little something real quick. It all started October 21st of 23. And I met this couple. They were dressed in hippie outfits. You know, they were like matching hippie outfits. And I first met her and I was like, oh my gosh, who are these people? You know what I mean? But ever since then, you know, it's been 3 years and I have been introduced to a good friend. I would say my best friend, a good boss, a good landlord, a good mentor. I mean, I can keep going. But, you know, she is she is one of them that holds this place together. You know, they call her Mama B, but I'm very grateful that she has 11 years, and I'm here to welcome her. So everybody, give her a hand.
Hello, everybody. I'm Chris. I'm an alcoholic, 11-19-12. So, you know, we're big advocates out here about following the AA way. And if you've been here long enough, then you know that step 3 says that we find the God of our understanding. We learn how to submit and surrender. And that ultimately our goal is to find that relationship with God. That is ultimately my God. That's my goal in life. And so I'll tell you that in 2015, I was raising my children, and I'm a single father who got my children back, and I had completely given myself to this program. I knew that without this program, my life was miserable. And as I continued to surrender to the program, I ended up with custody of my children. I beat the court case with a mohawk, a blue mohawk, and freshly painted fingernails. Now the challenge becomes is I've got to raise those children. I'm pointed toward recovery. I've got God on my side, and I know it's time to be a full-time dad. I know that I got to have a partner in my relationship with God. You see, because I know that God doesn't want me to be alone. Some of us may be, but for me, I know God wanted me to have somebody. And I met my wife at the trailer park that I lived at. We're big advocates on relationships out here. And I tell you the reason why is because my wife had 1 day clean, not even a full 24 hours when we met. I needed a mom for my children. I know that she wasn't ready to be a mom, but everything about her said, I'm your mama. And I'll tell you that at that time, hey, I didn't need, I'm grown, okay? So I will tell you that here's the detriment to being in an early relationship. 4 years clean, I knew that my life had to consist of surrendering to God every single day. I knew that. And I knew that Alcoholics Anonymous was going to be a part of my life for the rest of my life. And I knew that following God was going to take me for eternity to do. I knew that anyone that came into my circle had to do the same thing. So regardless of if she had 1 day or not, I know what my path was. And so when someone comes into my path, if we work together for the goodness of God, look what happens. I'm here to tell you that my wife is the best thing that could have happened to me in my life. And that when my kids were moved out and I got grandkids now, that guess what? This is who I got to chase God with today. And I'm so grateful for God.
Hi, guys. Y'all are really scary out there. My name's Brandy. I'm an alcoholic addict. 7/16/15 is my clean date. And he kind of stole just a little bit of my thunder, but that's okay. I'll let him. I'm going to just share a little bit. Hopefully I won't get off track and screw things up. But I'm going to say at the age of 2, I fell off the refrigerator and broke my arm. At the age of 11, I was on top of the high school with my dad watching across the street. I got my ass busted all the way across the park. That kind of tells you what kind of child I was. I was a hellion. And I was raised in a perfectly good home. I did not want for anything. My parents were married. They gave me anything I wanted. At the age of 12, we moved from Odessa, Texas to San Angelo. And that's when my life started to change. I was in a brand new school at the age of 12, and I felt I had a problem fitting in. And it was easy to fit into the wrong crowd. And I fit in real well with them. And I started smoking weed and doing the most. And it didn't last long. I was moving out of my mom and dad's house because I didn't want to be told what to do anymore. And I've always been a hard worker. I've always been able to do anything somebody asked me to do. I can do it, and I can do it real good. But the drugs and alcohol that took over my life affected it. I used from the time I was 12 years old until I was 28. And actually a little bit later than that, because I had a couple relapses. But when I was out there running and gunning, I didn't care who I hurt. I was a very selfish person. All I cared about was me and how I was going to get my next fix. I did lots of things that I said I was never going to do. I think that's all of us in this room. But God needed me to go through all that. And I'm not going to say that it was for that, but today I have a testimony to share with you guys for it, and a facility that helps. But I got busted. I was going back and forth to San Antonio. I don't want to talk about the mess too much because I don't like talking about the mess, but I was going back and forth to San Antonio every other day. And I had just gotten back to town and I got busted. And the night before I prayed to God. Mind you, I didn't grow up with God in my house. I didn't know who God was. We didn't talk about God. We didn't go to church. We never prayed. But the night before I got busted, I was so sick and tired of living that life that I asked God to change it. And I got busted the very next day. And I went to jail. I ended up being locked up for 17 months that time. I spent 12 of it in county jail. And the next 7 months I spent in a rehab facility called CRTC. I don't know if anybody's familiar with it, but they tell you basically what you can do when you can do it. And they give you BORs, which is a behavior observation report. And I had 238 of them. That was the most anybody could get. You were there with me. I was not a good person when I got there, and I did not want to be there. Matter of fact, I hated it, but I had nothing else. I couldn't do anything about it. It was a 6-month program, and I ended up getting out 7 months. After that, I got held back a phase because I got in trouble, go figure. When I got out, I stayed sober for about 6 months, and I ended up relapsing on Adderall at the job. I was a car hop at Sonic during treatment. They let you work. And as soon as I got out, they offered me the management position. So I was working way more than I should have. And relapsed on Adderall. And then once that just started and it was over, everything else and relapse, our disease is progressive, y'all. When you pick up, you start right back where you left off. And within a matter of months, my probation officer was drug testing me because I got 10 years deferred adjudication probation when I got busted. And she drug tested me. I was clean when I went because, we clean up right before we have to go report. And then the next day she called me back in and I failed. And I just got out of probation. I thought I was going to go to prison. And luckily, they sent me back to that damn treatment facility again. Instead of doing the 6 month, I had to do the 9 month. Well, I ended up being there 12 months, and that place saved my life. I learned a lot of things about myself. Honestly, I learned how to love myself in that program. When I got out the third time, I ended up doing something different. I went to sober living. And I was in sober living, and Chris was the plumber at the sober living house. and mind you, the first time I was in treatment, I remember the druggy buggy would bus us to Sherwood Group here in town. It's another program, and I remember seeing Chris and listening to him and how crazy everything was sounding. And then when I got out that third time and saw Chris again, he wasn't the same person. And it gave me hope that this program did work. And when I got out the third time, I had drank the night before. I met him in sober living because I didn't think I was an alcoholic. I was just an addict. And once I got kicked out for fornicating. And I heard God the night before tell me that I was going to marry him. I said, what? What are you talking about? And 2 weeks later, I got called into probation because I was still on probation, and she was going to revoke my probation because I was fornicating with a felon. And she said, I'm going to give you 2 options. I'm going to send you to prison, or you're going to marry that man. Huh. God told me that I was going to marry him. So it was confirmation. So I'm thinking, oh my God, how do I get in the car and tell him I got to get married? But I did. And you know what he said? Let's go talk to the kids. And it's been 11 years, y'all. The 13th of August will be 11 years. You know, this program saved my life. You know, and there's a lot. I when I first got with Chris, I didn't understand why he went to so many meetings. Matter of fact, it pissed me off. And I thought he was going to see a girl. So one day I decided, well, I'm going to go to the meetings with him to find out why he's going to so many meetings. And I thank God for that, because it helped me realize how bad I needed a meeting and how restless, irritable, and discontent I was. And since then, I don't know, I can't tell you how many meetings. I mean, I go to 4 meetings a week because it saves my life, because it's a part of my life today. Seeing you guys, when that light comes on, is the best feeling in the entire world. That's the service work that this program talks about. Seeing guys come back in here after they've been out for a little bit, or if they've just been out for a couple days. It's the best feeling in the world, because one of these times, you're going to get it. And it's going to work. You know, it took me 3 times. I have 3 clean dates. I didn't have to relapse. It didn't have to be a part of my story, but it was. It is a part of people's story. And I'm going to tell you today, because I've worked these steps, step 1 is the most important part. I didn't want to admit that I was an alcoholic. I didn't want to admit complete defeat. Who does? You know, Mom and Dad taught me to work hard and do the best that you can in anything you do. So I was doing it out there the best I could until I couldn't anymore. You know, and in step 3, making a decision to turn my will and my life over to God. Who? I didn't know who that was at that time. But because of this program and how he has guided me through this journey, it is all glory to God that I'm standing up here today with 11 years, y'all. It is, I can't tell you how it feels. It is a phenomenal feeling that I haven't had to pick up or put in any kind of substance for over 11 years, y'all. Today I had the best high in the world is watching you guys grow. Anyways, I hope that was good. I don't like speaking in front of people, as you can tell, but this program works. If you work it, it's not going to work if you're just sitting in that chair. You have to work it. You know, anything you do, if you do it good, rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. You know, and it's a thoroughly follow it. And if you don't get it, go through it again and again, and grab a sponsee. Work your steps. Go through it again. The more times you go through it, the better you get. It's like riding a bicycle. Anyway, thank y'all for my sobriety. Thank you, boss.
Okay, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna start from the longest. Anybody got a year clean, like to come up, give some experience, strength, and hope?
I'm Cricket.
Hey,
Got 43 years clean, but I'm still working on my defects to become a better person. I grew up in California. My real dad died when I was 5 years old. My mom remarried into an alcoholic guy. He had his own business. When he was sober, he was one of the nicest men you could meet. But once he got on the alcohol, he was the devil. Our family turned in to be alcoholics, drug addicts. We did what we had to do, whatever we had to do for several years. I did any kind of drugs, needles, you name it, I did it. I did several things I regret. It hurts me even think about what I did in the past. But I changed my life over. I've been to several programs, and this is one of the best programs I've been to all my life. I consider this my home now. I lost all my family members. I had 7 people in my family. I only got 3 people left in my family now. I'm back in contact with them, and they give me, well, my oldest brother, he really proud of me because he tried for years and years to help me. But he said, and the rest of my family, oh, we can't help John. He gonna do what he gonna do. And I proved him wrong now. For several years, I told him I'm gonna quit. I never did. Words are cheap, but action is the will. I became a leader here. I gained a lot of trust here. Ryan, Chris, Brandy, and all you guys. I learned each and every day from each and every one of you. I got a speech impairment. When I was 8 years old, my mom was drunk, driving. I got in a motorbike car wreck. I was in the hospital for several days. I didn't know who I was, where I was, but at the time, I gained my memory back. I still have a lot of trouble with my memory. A lot of things I can't do. I learned how to do a lot of stuff with my hands. But I just thank each and every one of you. I thank Brian, Chris, and a lot of you don't even know him. Church really helped me out a lot too, but he's gone and he's living a good life now. But I thank you, each and every one of you. Thank you.
Anybody else with a year, multiple years, want to give some experience, strength, and hope?
Hey, Ryan.
Yeah.
What's up, y'all? I'm Ryan. I'm an alcoholic.
Hey, Ryan.
Been in recovery since 8/14 of 2020. 14 days, y'all. That's all it takes for me right now to get to 6 years. So I'm going to keep this short and sweet because next month I'm going to give my whole testimony and share my story. But, it's true what Brandy was saying, that, keep coming back, it works if you work it. Meeting makers do make it, but not all types of meeting makers. If you make it to a meeting, you ain't making it. That's not it. You got to make something of the meeting. You have to actually make the meeting something. That's how you make it in the meeting. Whenever you go to a meeting, you just sit there, like she was saying, that's nothing. That's taking up space. You have to make it to a meeting. You have to be involved. You have to take part. You have to share. You have to get uncomfortable. You have to love. If you give, you get back. That's all I got.
Thank you,
Anybody else with the year, multiple years, wanna?
My name is Zachary. I'm a grateful recovering alcoholic.
Hey, Zachary.
4 years, 3 months, 25 days, but just today matters the most. The 12 steps are something that you are supposed to carry with you. If you're an electrician and you don't bring your tools with you, you are going to get shocked. If you're a plumber and you don't bring any wrenches, you're not going to get much done. Each job has its tools that you have to bring with it. As an alcoholic in recovery, these 12 steps are supposed to be in my pocket. And I can tell you I wasn't doing my job correctly when I wasn't practicing these steps. I can tell you what happens with it. You can have 4 years, 3 months, and 25 days sober and be completely miserable in self. You're not helping other people, which is our main goal in life, to give what was freely given to us. I can tell you that if you work these steps, you can find freedom from anything that you're fighting with. I can tell you that practicing these steps with someone else will teach you about yourself as much as it is teaching them about themselves. You're going to learn as you go. If you are someone that feels that you have 6 months and you're done with this program, I want you to reevaluate what you're saying to yourself, right? 6 months at the Hopper House, your stay may be over. I get that. But don't tell yourself that you have 6 months of working this program and then you're done. Because you're telling yourself that at the end of that, you're done with the program and you need it for the rest of your life. I promise, every single day matters. So set yourself in your head, like Chris said, for the rest of eternity, you're given to God or your higher power if you're choosing. But work the steps continuously, find a sponsor, work with that sponsor, and start sponsoring people, because you can really feel the difference. I promise you, 2 weeks ago, I was sober and causing chaos in my own family. I wasn't giving back to anyone. I wasn't stopping to give my number out. I was trying to shy away from preaching. I was trying to shy away from going to any kind of church service because I was feeling guilty in self. 2 weeks ago, sober and miserable. Today, I'm so excited. I'm so excited because God, my higher power, and some really, really good friends have pushed me back to what matters, and that's being of service. I practice, and I'm going to preach. Thank you all.
Big Wally in the house.
Hey, my name is Wally.
Hey, Wally.
I've been sober since 2009. And I made a commitment to God. I had 20-some more years, over 25 years left to finish this 40-year sentence. So I made a commitment with God in 2009 that I never do drugs and alcohol again. Situation that drugs and alcohol put me in, that I received a 40-year sentence back in 1990. I said that 1990, I was 20 years old when I got sentenced. I said, well, I got to do 40. That turned me 60. Right now, there I stand for y'all. I'm 56. When I turned 57 years old, I have 37 years flat on this fall. And that made me change my whole life. But here, in January of, what was that, 26 this year? I came here? Yeah, I came here January 26th. But before I come here, I was turned down by various halfway house because of the nature of my crime and everything, and some more stuff that I did in prison. And so there's a couple of guys kept telling me about the Hopper House. It was my last choice. So I called Mr. Chris up. Chris asked me 3 questions. And I can't still remember the 3 questions, but I know one question was about, without child of God, you gotta love God, and
And so I told him, yeah, that was the last question. And he accepted. That took a big relief off of me. Because in my mind, my intention was to come out and to do this plan that I had drawn up in prison. But Chris stopped that plan. I'm glad he did. And I've been here 6 months and 1 day, y'all. And I give him a certificate tomorrow. I'm so proud. Since I've been here at the Hopper House, I have been blessed. I have a beautiful girlfriend. She's a Christian lady. She's one of my classmates. And it's a wonderful thing, y'all, when you're in recovery. And I'm gonna stay here in the recovery and everything because I want to be able to learn more about this recovery. Because this is a great recovery center. I love the leaders. I love Mr. Ryan, Mr. Randall, Mr. My pastor. And I continue to listen to these guys. They keep their head up. They're strong. They're a child of God. And when God's people is taking care of the ones that is in need and that is not in need. And I look at all of us, we're here, and you can't get no more blessing to be able to be around God's people, because God's people is righteous. They're doing the righteous things in life every day, and they don't want us to go back out these gates and do the wrong thing. And so in order for us to do the right thing, for us to take in that accurate knowledge that they're giving out to us each and every day. Each and every one of us give out accurate knowledge. It's up to you to accept that accurate knowledge. And when somebody's speaking accurate knowledge, is to take it in your heart, and put it there, and then take it somewhere for the rest of your life. Because my goal is to be able to fulfill this recovery and go out and to tell others who my pastor is, be able to go out and be able to spread the word to other people and help other people, and be able to have a normal life again, and be able to have a great job, what I got now and everything, and to hold that job and to retire and everything. I don't want to break down at old age and not have nothing. You get me? It takes money to be able to live in life too also. And so, but you have to put in work. But you have to put in righteous work, y'all. You have to stop with drugs and alcohol. You can't let drugs and alcohol take that temptation. You can't fall into that temptation, because a lot of us fall into temptation. You get me? It's all temptation that you're falling back into. Don't fall back in that temptation of drugs and alcohol. If you done heard it before, take it. Take the righteous thing of the word that people speak out of their mouth, and put it in your life. You have a better lifestyle, because God's people is watching. And they have a saying here at this Hopper House, for the ladies, for the men. If you see something, say something. If you see something, say something. That's the meaning, y'all. It means whatever the eyes see that's doing wrong, we're going to have to spread the news to Chris, to the leaders, to Ryan, Robert, to everyone that's here. But I'm asking y'all, don't let that happen, y'all. Because all these guys and ladies here, you got a great opportunity here. You got a chance to be able to go out these gates, get your job and everything, and do the right thing. That's all Chris and everything want us to do. Is get back on the rise, y'all. Get back on our feet and be with our families and loved ones. Thank y'all.
Anybody else with multiple years? $11 months. Anyone want to come up and give us some experience, strength, and hope? 10 months. 9. 8. 7. 6.
Somebody somewhere.
5. 4. 3.
I'm Gordon. I'm an alcoholic addict.
Gordon.
I've only got three months experience. I've been here 3 months.
Amazing.
And when I hear all these stories tonight, I mean, I didn't really have nothing planned to say, but it just gives me hope, that I can do it. I can be sitting here with 11 years. I can be sitting here with 1 year, 4 years, or 16 years. I've never felt a community like this before. I came in here and I I didn't know anybody. I didn't know any of you guys. I didn't know what I was going to do. But I knew God had a plan for me. Like I said, I didn't know what it was, but He did. And whenever I finally surrendered, I did that third step. I learned that third step prayer, and I started praying it, and I started putting God first in my life. And the changes it makes in you, it's infectious. It is. I started coming up here and talking, and I've never been much to do for stuff like that. But now I enjoy coming up here and seeing all you guys, looks on y'all's faces, and sponsoring people, and bringing them closer to Christ, and telling my journey to people, and coming up here, be on the praise and worship team with Jeff on Wednesdays and Sundays. This place is just the sense of family here. We're all brothers and sisters. We're all in this together. Don't get down about it. If you're ever feeling down about anything, man, just look to your brother to your left, your sister to your right, and ask them a question. Ask them for help. There's always somebody here that's going to help you. We've all got the same story. It may be a little bit different, but it's still the same story. And we're all in it together. So just keep your head up, guys. You can do it.
Anybody with 2 months want to get some experience, strength, and hope? 1 month?
How about you?
I don't know what to say after everything that's been said today.
I'm Jesse Carson, 625 of 26.
Hey,
alcoholic addict. Yeah, I feel better about my life, feeling like I can do things better now, got a job, paying my rent, living like I'm supposed to live, instead of living out there on the streets, doing the most. No, but yeah, just for some of you new guys, just keep your head up and just push forward, it'll be great. Thank you.
If you've been sober, give yourself and your higher power a round of applause.
I've asked somebody to read the promises.
Woo! My name is Sandra. I'm an alcoholic addict.
Hi, Sandra.
And these are the promises of Alcoholics Anonymous. If we are painstaking about this phase of our development, we will be amazed before we are halfway through. We're going to know a new freedom and a new happiness. We will not regret the past nor wish to shut the door on it. We will comprehend the word serenity, and we will know peace. No matter how far down the scale we have gone, we will see how our experience can benefit others. That feeling of uselessness and self-pity will disappear. We will lose interest in selfish things and gain interest in our fellows. Self-seeking will slip away. Our whole attitude and outlook upon life will change. Fear of people and of economic insecurity will leave us. We will intuitively know how to handle situations which used to baffle us. We will suddenly realize that God is doing for us what we could not do for ourselves. Are these extravagant promises?
We think not.
They are being fulfilled among us, sometimes quickly,
sometimes slowly.
They will always materialize if we work.
Okay, this meeting has been designed to last an hour, and it has. We can now close out in our usual manner.
Please open the chair.